What is up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome to the show. Welcome to ToothAndTailTV, where you submit replays that we cast them. I'm Delthius. How's it going, guys? Good to see everybody. Hope everyone had a great weekend. I sure did. What's up, Valerius and Premium Bow in the chat? Oh, man. So, the Tooth and Tail League is ongoing. Definitely check that out, guys. Class S matches, I believe, are underway at the moment. And this Saturday, guys, don't forget about the Pedro Time Zone Showdown tournament. That's going to be at 2 p.m. EST. And it looks like we've got, let me see, you know what? You know what I can do? I bet I can do this pretty quickly. I can tell you who's competing in the tournament, who's signed up. Got me some wonderful American sweet tea. Totally not biased here. Yeah, it will be me and Strawberry casting that. That's going to be a lot of fun. Come on. Okay, my other laptop is being a pain. Oh, you know what it is? You know what it is, guys? It's not plugged in. Boom. There we go. There we go. Okay. The team so far for the tournament on Saturday, representing Europe, we've got Ezradam, Jed Erickson, the Gentleman, Blitzrider, Amari, Kermit, and Essen Color. And representing North America, we've got Butterluster, CJ Man Jansen, Valeris, Darius Hart, Doggo, Mishi. Mishi joined the other day, Red Dinosaur, and Chip from Space. So, gonna be a good tournament, man. I'm super excited for it. Oh. Why is my screen showing up as green? That is weird. I think normally I set up another monitor, but I was lazy and grabbed my Surface Pro. Okay, everything's cool. Yeah, like I have my yeah, I have my Surface Pro up to watch the Twitch chat, and I looked at the stream and it was all green for a second because it was having a heart attack. But anyways, guys, we're all set. We're good to go here. Let's hop into the first match. Could use a few more replays tonight, guys, so if you have some, shoot them over my way. And without further ado, let's get into it. All right. Spawning in the left, we've got Vincent. And his opponent to the right, Bratmo. Interesting deck choices here, man. We see Toads, we see Wolves, Boar, Chameleon, a couple units that we don't see super often in the meta, so I'm excited to see what this game looks like. Both players actually going for Toads here, so not sure if it's kind of parallel thinking, or maybe if they set up a custom game and we're like, man, let's experiment a little bit with Toads, see if they're a good unit. And hey, what's up, Chip from Space? Dude, you know what I was thinking would be fun for the tournament, man, is to get... Okay, so I don't know who the captains are. The NA and European teams have to elect their own captains. I thought it would be fun during the cast to, like, get the captains on in between rounds and talk some smack or something. That'd be pretty fun. But yeah, nothing crazy this game so far, man. They're just kind of macroing up, getting that 8-farm economy, going to throw down a couple tier 1, and we'll see if either player opts. Now, Toads... I feel like with Toads, you're looking to be aggressive. Toads actually deal with Warrens fairly quickly with their critical strike towards structures. So they can get in there and do some surprising damage, man. If your opponent's army's all kind of clumped up in the Warrens, and the Toads are kind of engaging on the structure and on the units, you can get a lot done there. And I mean, that matters a lot, man. I've been noticing that a lot in play lately, where you'll have kind of equal armies, equal exchange, but one player loses a Warren or two, and that really matters a lot, man. So we see Bratmo going for a quick tier 2 and a quick expansion. So pretty bold on both fronts, trying to get some higher tech army as well as get that economy going. And Vincent took a campfire, threw down a balloon. Now he's getting a wolf. The balloon, I guess, to help him stay safe in the early game against the tier 3. Pretty interesting here. I mean, this map, it's kind of difficult. I like the tier 3 rush here because this map is pretty awkward, man. Like, a lot of this map is kind of flooded or lakey. Kind of looks flooded to me, and it's difficult to cross. Lots of bridges. Bridges are not good, you know, to engage in. Like Bratmo would definitely not want to engage in at this angle, and you'll probably end up maybe having to come in from up here. I don't know. It's difficult any way you slice it, man. So both players are just opting to eco up at the moment, and lots of gristmills here for both guys, right? Like, actually probably looks a little bit better for Bratmo. It's hard to say because it seems like both players can get to 3 bases fairly easily if that's where this game ends up going. But this 4th base here for Bratmo would be difficult to take for sure. And, you know, really whoever gets this base is going to win in the super, super long run. So, Bratmo being a little more greedy on his expansion, but I think Bratmo got the memo on the tier 3 there, didn't he? Actually, no, he didn't. So he's still not aware, excuse me, of the tier 3 here, but it is a woof. So I'm wondering if Vincent's not really gonna turn on the aggression right as this woof's done. You know, he's probably gonna use the woof to buff his economy for a little bit, maybe get some units out a little quicker. And Bratmo's going hard over here, man. Like, if Vincent sits around for too long and lets Bratmo, you know, really start reaping the rewards of this fully saturated second base, it's going to be a big deal. But, you know, Vincent's really not behind by much economically, you know, it's considering the campfire. And, yeah, I mean, he's fully saturating him second up right now, but it is a lot later. I mean, as you see, Bratmo's already got 4, you know, farming pigs, while Vincent's are still building. So keep that in mind as well. The income graphs will lie to you a little bit. So. Hey, Miss Glicker with the raid. What's up? I appreciate it. Would I cast PTR replays? I actually, you know what? I never have, but I definitely wouldn't be opposed to it. I mean, it should be fairly easy to switch my version over to PTR. Yeah, that'd be fun, man. If you got a few PTR replays showing off some of the proposed changes, man, I'd definitely love to take a look at them. And man, lots of chameleons. Okay, Vincent, this is what I'm talking about, and I love to see crazy stuff. And looks like Vincent's finally revealed his hand. He's going for a woof and just a ton of woof buff chameleons. I don't even care if this works. It's gonna be awesome to watch. Like, that's really cool, man. But meanwhile, Bratmo's going for some crazy nonsense too, man. 2 boars coming out here. So this is gonna be insane. Boars are really tanky, but they don't do a ton of damage, and chameleons are actually pretty damn good against the boar, you know, just by unit design, right? Where chameleons, you know, packs a good punch as a bruiser's got some good HP, so the damage from the boar is not going to matter too much. Chameleon, I think a chameleon can 1v1 a boar, can it? I don't know, might have to do some research. I mean, for sure, 2 chameleons would beat a boar in a one-on-one fight, but that's obviously not how the boar is designed to be utilized, so. Oh, it was a Pocketbot Cup on the PTR. I have no idea, man. That would be super awesome. I kind of blanked out. I was playing. I got into playing Divinity Original Sin 2 with my wife. That's been a lot of fun. But all right, yeah, nothing crazy this game yet. Just man, the 3 base economy here though for Bratmo, and in the meantime, Vincent's basically got this 3rd base down here. But yeah, this is what I was worried about. Like, if Bratmo can actually secure this base, and since Vincent opted to not secure this 3rd, right, it's gonna give Bratmo a little bit more breathing room here to kind of position up on the map, you know, maybe get a couple turns down. I mean, look how significantly the territory just shifted here. And this is kind of Bratmo's game to lose at this point. I mean, his eco's through the roof. This is an insane game, to be perfectly honest. Like, we haven't seen one battle really at all, I don't think, this game. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, no, I don't think a single unit has died. So this is nuts, man. Ah, that's cool. Pocketbot Cup on the PTR. That's actually a really good idea. That's really smart. You know, this wolf's going to make Vincent mine out slightly faster. I wonder if we're going to see that come into play at all. But, man, 22 chameleons here for Vincent. This is insane. I might fast forward a little bit here as we're preparing. But these balloons is really what Bratmo needs to be nervous about. You know, balloons kind of hit this critical mass. So once there's too many of them, it's really hard to break through. But I love this out of Bratmo. Now is the time to move in and try to get those balloons as Vincent's army's out of position. And here we go, the first major engagement of the game. Great catch on Bratmo's side for taking out those balloons, but that is so many chameleons with wolf buffs, man. And like I said, boars just aren't the greatest against chameleons, although with the boar bomb and with the double boar, he ends up taking out quite a few of those chameleons. They gotta try to chase it in with the lizards on the back of this. I don't think Bratmo had that many lizards originally, right? Did he go home and try and throw down some warrens real quick? I'm not so sure, but maybe he did. But it looks like Vincent's going to be able to hold. These chameleons are very resilient units here. High HP pools, you know, pretty good single target damage. You can see the toads, though, starting to run into them, trickling one by one. But they're getting so low, it's crazy. Like, they're just barely living through these engagements. And starting to get some real work done to Bratmo here is Vincent. And I'm not sure if Bratmo's got enough to stop this. I mean, it's kind of rough for Bratmo because I feel his pain, right? Because for the last minute or so of this battle, you know, it really felt like, okay, just a few more units, I could kill those. But if Bratmo would have, you know, pulled back, let his army re-rally, he might have been able to come back and you know, remass enough troops to try to take another head-on engagement. So Vincent got a lot of damage done there, lost his tier 3, but I mean, so did Bratmo. Bratmo coming in with a little bit of a counterattack here, but the important thing to note is that Vincent's really the only player on a fully functional base at this point. You know, Bratmo's still got this base over here, but it's on its way out. You know, one of the pigs just mined out, the other three rather, aren't far behind. God, so many chameleons out of Vincent here. This is amazing. This might be it, man. Bratmo now starving, no economy to fund an army again. And okay, okay. I do want to watch these chameleons kill this boar. Oh, he's gonna run around, try to loop him. Oh, he's just gonna ignore the boar. No, Vincent. I guess that makes more sense, but GG, man. What a crazy match. Hey, thank you for the follow, Banana Cannons. I appreciate it. I don't know why my alert didn't go off. Is it to the point now where I actually have to do something to attend to this thing? Anyways, I appreciate it, man. Okay. Let's hop into the next match, guys. Don't forget about the tournament coming up on Saturday, man. I'm super excited for it. The time zone showdown. Going to be at 2 o'clock EST, North America versus Europe. We got a lot of great players on both sides, so it's going to be a ton of fun, man. And don't be shy if you guys have a last-minute submission, man. Send it my way. I could use a few more. I have a few extra replays from like the same submitters we could look at if we don't have anything else, but definitely send me a couple replays at ToothAndTailTV@gmail.com, man. But let's hop into some bonkage rather in match number 2. Okay, spotting in the bottom, we've got the one and only Bonko. And his opponent in the top left, oh man, Zion Hoyskult. I have no idea how to say that. I'm sure I butchered it. I'll just call him Zion. Call him Zion for short. That's my best attempt. So pretty interesting map. Like, this high ground kind of looks like it was gonna be super important, but then decided it didn't want to be. But like, not spawning any gristmills here. But you know, the rampage to get up this is pretty difficult for Bonk. There's not really a clear path to his opponent's base. I mean, he can try to walk, you know, this route, but you're gonna have to go through the water. You're gonna have to go through that bridge. The bridge clumps up your units. That's no bueno. Or he can kind of trudge through all this water as well and try to come around on this side. And this is kind of a small choke to fit a large army, so I'm not so sure. But I mean, Zion, what am I gonna go with? Zion? Let's call him Zion. So Zion doesn't really have a great second base if we get to 2 base play, which most games do. And he's gonna be forced to come take this 9 o'clock position, right? So lucky for him, Bonko doesn't have anything like lizards to really you know, take advantage of and harass an opponent that's got a large area to deal with and cover, you know. Yeah, Bonk's army's not super mobile, so I think Zion should be pretty okay here doing that. But we still have to see what these guys are going to go for. I mean, a few tier 1s at this point is pretty normal. I'm interested to see if anyone's going to go straight tier 2, tier 3, or an expand, or if we're just going to see a lot of like what I call tier 1 chicken, you know, where you and your opponent are just building so many tier 1. You really don't want to be the guy that tries to tech out of it and then gets attacked when they have like 6 more squirrels than you or something, you know. So let's see. No big decisions yet from either player. You know, both players have decent bases to rush at tier 3, although the Owl's not going to be super impactful as a rush tier 3 unit. It's more kind of a hyper late game tier 3. You know, you can invest a lot of money into several Owls. But Xian does have the Fox here, which is definitely a rushable tier 3 unit in my opinion. So, but so far nothing crazy, man. Bonk's trying to figure out what he wants to do with his money, and looks like he's deciding on some snakes, maybe an expansion, yeah. And Xian for now is just building up on a lot of tier 1, getting a healthy squirrel count, getting a lot of squirrel pigeons. Snag this campfire, a nice little pickup. I love to see that, and Bonk doing the same thing here in the south. We'll just have to see where this game takes us from here. If either player decides to move out, or if they're going to just kind of expand and hang out and kind of build up to their ideal armies. It doesn't look like either player really wants to attack for the time being, so I like this out of Bonk. It's pretty risky, though, because of Xian. Yeah, Xian just needs a scout, and it looks like he's starting to move out a bit. No, he's going to take the expansion himself, but if he scouted in here, notice how much money Bonk has invested into resources into tier 2. Xian definitely could come in here and deal a little damage to Bonk, but then again, man, I mean, it's easier said than done. I mean, this is a nice little moat surrounding the bunker here, so, and these skunks coming in is going to be very brutal for the opponent's tier 1. And look at this, man, Xian maybe thinking about trying to set up a contain attempt over here, but Bonk is on top of it. Gonna go ahead and dip this in the butt before it gets out of control. So we're gonna progress for the time being. We're hitting the 4-minute mark here, so second bases are pretty critical. You know, Bonk's got his up and running, halfway saturated. Xian does have a second base, but hasn't committed any farms to it yet. And Xian's got the ferret, and he's got the pigeons, granting healing, granting high ground vision. This is a very good army to kind of push out and start threatening your opponent, trying to grab some territory. I like the single turret here, and then you can kind of harass with the ferrets, you know, move in, poke and prod a little bit. If things get too dicey, you run back to your turrets. So we'll have to see, man. Yeah, a few farms he's gonna take from Xian. Okay, so the fox is on the way. Now Bonk has snakes, Bonk has chameleons, Bonk has turrets. So he has a few different answers for the fox. But I don't know if Bonk is really... Yeah, Bonk hasn't been out and about on the map in a little while and gotten any scouting information, so he's playing in the dark a little bit, but he's got a very strong economy. And he is just looking to macro up, man. Bonk's like, you know what? I don't care what you're doing, bro. You're just going to leave me alone. I'm going to get a bigger army. I'm going to get a bigger economy. I'm going to build more and more owls. I wouldn't even mind seeing another owl here. There you go. And, you know, once you hit that critical mass of owls, man, 3-4 owls, that is a ton of mice to deal with. So let's see. Yeah, finally, Xian is fully saturating up the second base. I feel like Xian, I don't want to say finally like in a bad way. Like, I feel like Xian was pretty conservative about trying to balance army size, tech, you know, a little bit of map control with economy. But this is where you really, like, scouting is so critical because, you know, Bonk went super hard on the second base in the early to mid game, right? And Xian did have a window with the safer approach to kind of, I'm going to take a little bit of expansion, a little campfire, build up my army a lot. Could have came in here and harassed. And, you know, once you identify your opponent, you know, it's, my rule of thumb, if you're wondering how many farms to take, really just kind of keep an eye on how many farms your opponent's taking. You know, if they're growing super greedy on that second base, you can match it yourself with greed, or you can try to punish that greed with an attack. But if you sit around too long, that greed will pay off. So I'm a little worried for Xian here. If he gave Bonk maybe a little bit too much breathing room, who is on his third base here and is getting out some tier 3s, but the fox is here. Xian needs to be careful now to really keep his commander alive. It can be difficult with the poison stacks getting on there from the snakes. And Bonk's none the wiser yet. He hasn't seen the fox. He hasn't seen the tier 3. So he definitely needs to be careful. Look at this greed from Bonk, man. Like, I am definitely worried for Zian here. Yeah, he's really trying to get this third base established. I don't blame him at all. And I cannot talk tonight. I apologize, guys. And this is a big deal for Zian. Like, he has to have this third base to be able to compete in the long run with Bonk here. And Bonk knows this, man. Bonk knows if he can just shut this down, make that third base of Zian the fourth base of Bonk, he's gonna be in good shape. And coming in again with some mice here. Now the Fox is gonna be revealed, and these mice aren't coming in and getting a whole lot done. But keep in mind those are free units. So as long as Bonk just kind of sits back, you know, and keeps constantly putting those in there, just getting slow amounts of damage, he'll eventually get somewhere with them. Just kind of hanging out for now. Let's see, we're at 7:30 in this game. And we've seen so far lots and lots of big armies tonight. And here we go, man, leading with the Fox, and to try to get some aggression put out here. The Pigeon's granting that high ground vision that he needs, and these mice are coming in, but without any supporting army. Not getting a whole lot done, just killing a couple squirrels here and there. And it looks like Bonk's commander was somewhere else attending to important business at the start of this fight. But here he goes, moving in now. Mice do generate a bit faster, I believe, than they used to. So you don't have to wait as long with these things to let them recharge. But man, Bonk is just kind of holding out here. And I mean, even, you know, he's accomplishing the goal even still, right? Like, man, 8 ferrets, that is so cool, dude. You barely ever get to see 8. Man, we saw like 22 chameleons, now we're seeing 8 ferrets. It's a good night on TnTTV, man. Alright, so Bonk's got 3 owls out now. 4th owl on the way. Zian finally got that gristmill up and trying to set up a position here with this turret on the high ground, which actually might live. But man, what is even going on in this fight? It looks like Zian's army is holding up strong. And the tier 2 here, yeah, a lot of Bonk's army is in this tier 2 that really wasn't there near the beginning. You know, he's got a lot of chameleons. He's got a hard engage. With those units, really try to get them onto the ferrets, but he's gonna hang on for now. Just kind of stay back and try to let these mice get as much free value as you can. You know, as long and crazy as that battle was, both armies kind of come out of it a little unscathed here. You know, no critical units going down. You know, maybe a couple tier 2 there for Bonk, but all the tier 3 still here. The majority of the tier 2 is still here. And Bonk needs to be careful. He's trying to attend to business, you know, throw down more warrens and that sort of thing in other parts of his base. But, you know, now this position is starting to belong to Zian here. He's got those turrets up, and Bonk's got to go for it at this point, man. He really needs to get those chameleons in there. There he goes. The mice are starting to flood in, but now there's an owl out for Zian, but there's quite a few more owlers for Bonk, obviously. So the mice are finally starting to get their job done. And Bonk coming in here and starting to crack the code and beating down on the tier 2 and tier 3 units of Zian. The Fox already going down here. That's huge. And these ferrets are slowly starting to fall. You know, Bonk just has a crazy number of owls at this point. Such a huge economy this entire game. But they're not going to be able to remake these armies that many more times. I mean, look at this for Zian. Like, he's running out here, you know. I mean, he's only got this one mining base that Bonk's already got his eye on. Because Zian really needed to set this up, you know, not as a front line, but as a mining base. And that never got established here in the last couple minutes. So Bonk's economy has really taken a significant lead over his opponent. And looks like Zian might be going for a bit of a desperation base race here. I'm interested to see how Bonk is going to handle this, if he's going to come back. He does have actually most of his army still at home handling this. He only brought his owls over there, and the rest of the tier 2 for Bonk seems to be enough, but the owls are coming back anyways, just to be safe. Tons and tons of mice running in. The swarm. Ooh, the Fox needs to be careful. Looks like it might barely get away with its life note. A little bit of mismicro there for Zian, and the Fox goes down as well. And I think that also, and with that also, rather, Zian's hopes for winning in this game. And, you know, Bonk's making the right play here. Like, he's already crippled Zian. He knows he's starving. He was just taking his time. Look, he's like, okay, I'll take this base. Like, whatever, you know? Look at that swarm of undead mice here for Bonko as Zian taps out and Bonk takes the game. That was a fun match. I enjoyed that one. Alright guys, let's change pace a little bit and take a look at the gentleman. Game number 3. Let's get into it. Spawning in the 6 o'clock position, we've got the gentleman. And his opponent to the top right, Exnor. Gentleman, a well-known tooth and tail player, on the ladder all the time, sitting in that #1 position and winning events. He just won the, I guess it's been long enough now. Yeah, I didn't want to spoil it last time, but he did win the Class A Tooth and Tail League Grand Finals, so congratulations there. Don't forget the Class S Tooth and Tail League games are underway. Definitely check out Best Sakuya NA's channel for that, man. Really cool stuff. I think I haven't got a chance to really look at it yet, but from what I remember reading on Discord, I think like a couple of the Class S matches are happened or are getting organized, getting underway. So real excited to see that, man. And of course, you can't forget about the tournament on Saturday, guys. North America versus Europe. Show up, man. Support your favorite team. Obviously, go America, right? Right, guys? I feel bad we don't have a like it's me and Strawberry. We're both Americans, so I was like, oh, it'd be cool to get a European caster. But I'm actually really excited to be casting with Strawberry, man. Strawberry did a lot of stuff for the community in the early days, and hosted some great tournaments. It was real cool when me and Icebox were first starting TnTTV, man. Like Strawberry was super welcome to it. Like I remember he was doing a big tournament. He like let us cast like the B stream of it, you know, like the games that weren't gonna get casted, and was real supportive of us from day one. So a Clash of Comrades guys and all that, man. Really cool little scene we have here. So I'm always excited to participate in these tournaments and stuff. And the gentleman here, looking like he wants to go for a bit of an all-in play. Going for some squirrel mole aggression. I'm not sure if Exnor has seen this. Apparently he did. Yeah, he walked right by it. So he's building some moles of his own. And coming in here for an engagement. Looks like the gentleman really is probably going to try to commit to killing this campfire and maybe trying to back out with a lot of his moles intact. I'm not so sure. It looks like he feels like he can get some favorable trades on his opponent's moles. Now keep in mind, guys, if you are a new player, moles are 60 food each. So not, you know, it's very expensive for these players to be doing these pushes like this. Good defense there from Exnor. Lost that campfire. Lost a couple moles of his own, but overall I feel like he traded fairly well, and it puts the players, I think, in relatively an even position. There's probably some mole player out there scoffing like, oh, the gentleman's way ahead, but you know, overall, when everything's said and done, they seem to have about the same amount of money. Looks like gentleman might have a little less, actually, from how much Exnor's been floating. I wonder if he's thinking about trying to throw down a tier 3 or something like that. Oh, wow, Del, spoilers. Hey, it's no more spoilers when it was like a week ago. Yeah, I was so, like, I didn't even think about it. I think it was like last Thursday or last Tuesday or something like that when the finale was. Oh, here we go. Gentlemen selling everything off. Just coming out with a ridiculous amount of moles. Can I count, guys? Is that 11 or is that 9? Oh, well, there's more now. Looks like he built 11 up front. He's putting on a 12. But yeah, I was super excited, like, but I was doing a TnTTV show, like, the same day that the grand finals happened. So I came on and I was like, oh, congratulations. And I was like, wait a minute. Just probably give people a chance to actually check it out for themselves, right? Great game for the gentleman there, showing us some mole shenanigans. And it's actually really important to note, man, that initial squirrel mole push from the gentleman to kind of get Exnor a little bit on his heels, get him in the backseat, trade a little bit. And gentleman's just fantastic tech switcher, so sells all his buildings and comes in for a gristmill snipe of moles. That's insane. Gentleman said Exnor went ahead by 30 food or so. Yeah, it seemed like that. It seemed like that. All right, guys. Let's hop into some 2v2 nonsense. Don't forget to send me a couple more replays, guys. I normally try to do like 12. We've got 6, so could use a few more. But here we go, man. Let's hop into some 2v2 action. Okay, spawning to the left, we got Premium Bow with Elias de Kilovich. Is that French? That's my guess. And spawning in the right, we've got Amari with Yongzhu. Man, I am so sorry, guys. Every time I see a foreign name, I'm just like, man, I'm gonna butcher that so bad. My heart's in the right place. I'm just a Florida boy, doing my best, man. I'm gonna mispronounce a lot. I mispronounce English all the time, so foreign languages, forget about it. But here we go, man. Amari coming in with a mole rush, and it looks like it was sniffed out by Elias here. And this is kind of the right answer, but actually, that turret just barely losing a lot of money on that turret. Needs to be careful. Amari gonna pull back now with this mole. And just actually decides for 30 food, kind of realizes Premium Bow checkmated her a little bit with that turret placement. Wasn't going to be able to sneak it back home, so took what she could get and left. And interesting start, man. I feel like Amari definitely got some damage done there. Slowing down her opponent's economy, you know, actually getting literal damage done on the turret. Maybe about 20 food, right? Because she got the turret down to 11, and then her mole was about 30 when she sold it. I sent you PTR Europe Pocketball Finals. Okay, cool. Sweet. Yeah, what do we have this game? Surprisingly, the early game settled. We don't see that a lot in 2v2. Normally it's super aggressive, but you know, Premium Bow trying to expand. Lots of defense in his deck, but he does have at least one tier 2, 1 tier 3, 1 tier 1, so nothing super crazy. Guangyu trying to get out on the map a little bit here with some lizards, and Amari's just building up her own tier 1 for the time being. And actually has to cancel that expansion. Yeah, restarts it now, so Guangzhou is the most far ahead, obviously, economically with the campfire. And it looks like green and blue really want to take this to 2-base play, and yellow and red are turning on some aggression here. You know, Premium Bow gonna have to cancel his base, but keep in mind Elias's base is up and running, or at least about to be, right behind him. Amari and Guangzhou kind of realizing that's what's happening here, taking their own bases, but the positioning here is much better for green and blue. You know, being on the low ground, Amari's expansion there could be very difficult to hold, and red and yellow don't have any defensive structures here. And as you can see, Premium Bow already setting them up, man, so you know, turrets, balloons, those sorts of things can be very pivotal in 2v2 games. Oh, Premium Bow said that the mole in the early game got a building farm too. Oh, I must have looked away. I missed that one. Appreciate it. Okay, so looks like all players have been able to kind of stabilize here, get their second bases established. I don't see any ferrets in anybody's decks. Guangzhou's going pretty hard on the expansions here, but blue and green gonna catch red and yellow out of position a little bit. Gonna be able to deny that gristmill. That's actually pretty huge. It's gonna delay Amari's second base pretty significantly, but keep in mind we are still pretty early on in the game, 3:30 in. Unfortunately, Amari's commander went down, and with the commander, the rest of the army there. But it looks like Guangzhou was able to decimate Elias on the low ground. But Premium Bow won that fight so handily, because man, that's like one of the worst feelings in Tooth and Tail, dude, is when a big fight is happening and your commander just barely dies right at the beginning of it. You know, unmicroed army can get slaughtered upon very easily, so. Look at this, man. Premium Bow steals this gristmill. If he's able to get up a turret or two, a balloon, I mean, this could get out of control very quickly. We're at 4 minutes, 15 seconds in. So in 45 seconds here, you know, farms are about to start mining out. Actually, you know what? I missed this base from Amari. She does have a second base up and running, so my bad, you guys. Blue's economy is fantastic at this point, too. I do want to mention he did take a fully saturated second base over there on the left. Man, fighting hard for this area. That gristmill's gotta be at like 1 HP. And it looks like red and yellow are barely gonna be able to fend off the assault from blue and green. Now, Premium Bow's economy is not super awesome at this point, but look at this, man. Premium Bow really wants his positioning. He's going to get that Gristmill building again. It's going to help out during the fight, kind of tanking some damage. Green and blue might just have enough here to overwhelm. It's been non-stop action. It's a total slaughter fest this entire time. There you go. That's what Premium Bow is really looking for here, man, is to get those turrets up. And yellow and red didn't have high ground vision. They still don't. So Mari didn't even realize those turrets were going down, so she couldn't do anything like try to get up on that ledge and target fire them. But here we go. Defensive structures are up. Balloons in position. And blue and green are starting to make some progress up into the main base of Amari here. This is definitely the type of damage that can snowball out of control to a victory. The lines have been breached here. Oh man, especially with the poisoning of this second base. 11 stacks, is that what it is, Premium? Is that calculated? Premium strats? Seem to be enough. I wonder if that's like the most efficient amount of shots. Like how many shots does it take? But man, Elias just on the back of this really strong economy here is able to just kind of pile drive his way into blue and yellow's base, or red and yellow's base rather, and that's going to be all she wrote. Premium Bow and Elias take the game. Okay. Okay. All right, guys. Let's hop into match number 5 here. Let's get into it. Okay, we've got a free-for-all on our hands. Spawning at the bottom, we've got Iosif of Rythros. To the right, we've got Blitz Rider. And up top, we've got Basaru. Blitz Rider, man. I like it. Squirrel Mole, just a ton of defense. Might not be a bad idea for a free-for-all, right? He's got the Squirrel Mole to either put on aggression or to have a strong mid-game army if he is getting attacked. And defensive structures are pretty typically high value, you know? And that's really what you need in free-for-all. I mean, free-for-all is kind of weird because your objective in free-for-all is to sit back while your opponents kill each other. Like, in free-for-all, you could either try to macro up and get swole, or you could attack somebody, probably lose the game, but probably kill them in the process, right? So it's like, do I want to win, or do I want to kill somebody? So I'd like to see what these guys opt for. You know, like, imagine if one of them went for, like, a 4-farm double Warren push, attacks, really cripples the opponent, but at the same time, the third guy went for 8-farm opening, you know? Like, the 8-farm opener is going to be way ahead, especially not losing anything. So Basaru's stacking up some cash at the moment. Interested to see what he decides to spend it on. Notices that campfire outside his base from Iosif and not too happy about that. And throws down that Badger Warren straight up, man. I like the cojones on this guy, dude. Like, in a free-for-all, just, you know what? Straight tier 3. Let's do it, boys. No fear. I'm interested to see if it pays off, but Iosif, man, just kind of spreading his tendrils all over this map, you know. Taking campfires everywhere, taking this forward Gristmill, but Blitz Rider is going to shut this down fairly immediately. Blitz Rider, you know, he's got a good spawn for what he's trying to do. You know, he's got these nice forward Gristmills. If he can set up a lot of defense around here and just kind of hunker down and wait it out, he's going to be in great shape. And Iosif is kind of the one who's struggling here. Now, really, yeah, Iosif's going to take this base, so Iosif is going to get 2 bases, Basaru is going to get 2 bases, and Blitz Rider is going to get 4. That's how this map splits. So, Blitz Rider's just got to sit back, man. He doesn't have to attack anyone. Like, he's just got to macro up, you know, get some territory, get up some balloons, get a good economy going, and chill. But the Badger's on the way here for Basaru, and this is going to be a great opportunity for him to come around and really start trying to push out on the map, get a lot of damage onto his opponents. I mean, look at this. You know, if Basaru caught Iosif down here, That is just, that would die so fast to a single badger. So, let's see. I'd like to see Bosser get aggressive with this badger, man. Badger's also a really high value unit. Yeah, you're gonna lose the pigeons, you know. Gonna bleed off a couple of those, but with some good micro, you keep that badger alive, you kill a whole bunch of stuff, and you profit. Yeah, Blitzrider really recognizing, you know, if I can just kind of lock in these 4 bases, then I'm all set. And this is really the big contention point here for Blitzrider. Like, yeah, he's exposed up here through the water, but that's kind of a pain in the ass to attack. And here we go. Bosser, at the very least, is going to knock out this insulting campfire that Iosif took in the early game. Bosser's strategy of a tier 3 war in first just had no units to deal with until now. But man, I'd love to see Bosser trying to do something. I feel I'm worried for these players, man. Blitzrider cannot be left alone. I mean, look at this. He's got 3 balloons down. He's got an arty cannon down. He's saturating up at a pretty reasonable rate, and now he's getting arty cannons up on the high ground. And yeah, you could say, oh, drumfire cannons aren't super strong at the moment, but there's still drumfire cannons, guys. You know, if you got enough of them and you got a good spot, they're still gonna get a lot of damage done there. So Iosif kind of drawing the battle lines here, but no ferrets this game for an easy answer for things like turrets. And man, Bosseru, I guess he's waiting on the wolf. He's gonna wolf buff this badger and try to rain hell on his opponents. But yeah, I think all these players kind of respecting that free-for-all rule of, you know, hey, we really can't attack each other, or else the other guy's gonna get in the lead. But here we go, Bosseru trying to fit through this unexpected pocket and get to the sweet exposed underbelly of Blitzrider here. Needs to be careful though. Blitzrider does have a handful of squirrels, and if that badger has to escape through the water, you know, it might actually die here. Yeah, Blitzrider's not going to chase too hard. Wasn't quite in position to really punish that significantly, and Bosseru backs out for now. Getting a balloon, trading a couple pigeons for it, but definitely a nice psychological win there. You know, now Blitzrider's going to be thinking about that backdoor a little more, maybe invest some more resources and putting up some defenses back there. But he's got this nice little high ground he can really abuse here, so. Hey, Thunder Squid Thursday with the host. I appreciate it. You shouldn't be hosting me though. You should be streaming, so. I don't know if she's having technical issues. Okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Iosif. Ah, you can't quite do it. You wanted to. I wonder, he probably still could if you left those falcons there. Found a way to, like, wiggle his commander all the way through. I mean, he probably shouldn't, but I would love to see it. There you go. Bosser trying to get out on the map a little bit, but that fully revved up badger is going to make quick work of these falcons here. Actually taking a little bit of damage. Needs to be careful. Wolf goes down. But a lot of falcons die there. 10 falcons at the least. So look at this, man. Blitzrider is just packed in tight here. I think this is exactly what he needs to do, man. Just keep adding balloons. Like, he'll eventually win this. It's just math at this point. And Bosser and Iosif didn't give themselves starvation farms here either. So they are gonna starve out, you know. They've got a clock on this map, and that clock is less than 5 minutes here. So I will fast forward a little bit as we're in a little bit of a lull here. Iosif building up some more falcons, gonna try to move out. Badger's still alive. Bosser actually trying to work on Badger number 2. Gonna come in here with these falcons, but there's a lot of balloons and a lot of squirrels. These falcons are just gonna get totally annihilated. Yeah, Bellified died. I was about to say, I don't think he meant to hard engage there. Yeah, Bellified ended up dying. That's what I'm talking about, man. When your commander dies, it feels so bad. Like, oh, he just lost all those falcons because his commander died. I'm sure he wouldn't have committed into that engagement otherwise, you know. What a miss. Oh, sorry. Taking a sip of my drink. Bosseru comes over, knocks out the expansion of Iosif. Iosif taps out afterwards, knowing that that is going to be the end of the game for him. So Man, I mean, Blitz Rider, I'm going to fast forward this a little bit to the big engagement, but I don't think Foster's got enough to break this. You know, Badgers are good, but I don't think they're this good. Let's see if Bossru can figure out a way to get in here and kind of crack this puzzle. You know, he's got high ground vision. It might not be the worst idea to try to engage from up here. You know, yeah, that Artie Cannon's going to suck, but Bossru doesn't really have a lot of tier 1, which is what the Artie Cannon's kind of designed to take care of. You know, Bossru trying to find some money anywhere on the map, unfortunately, probably doesn't realize that this is mined out completely. And so he doesn't really have, I don't think that's even a worthy investment taking those farms at this point, right? Because it's basically mined out. Bossru's sitting on a lot of money. Yeah, I think he's just going to try to wait to get a third Badger here and see if he can break this from Blitz Rider. But Blitz Rider's living large, man. I mean, he's on his 4th expansion now. You know, up to 17 farms. And just got a ton of money in the bank. And he's just going to just build more and more balloons, more and more squirrels, man. I hope Bossru does attack. I hope he doesn't just tap out. I do want to see this big fight. Oh, here we go. 66 squirrels and 14 moles ready to move out here from Blitz Rider. Sells off the vast majority of the defense. Look at how many squirrels that is. Oh my god. These units can't even find their own tiles. Dude, what if the Badgers win? That wolf buff really helping them out. Oh my god. These Badgers. Back to the corner to go. The onslaught of squirrels. Man, those Badgers. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. The Badger won. Are you serious? Dude. We need to send that over to the PTR, maybe. 3 Badgers, dude. I wish I could rewind. I would watch that again. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. How many? That was 66 squirrels, like 15 moles. 3 Badgers with some micro. Now, to be fair, those Badgers were wolf buffed, which helped out significantly, moving them faster, dealing more damage. But Blitz Rider's like, that's fine. You don't have the money. He's going to win the game of numbers here with 51 more squirrels and 7 moles against just 1 Badger this time. But he did manage to get out another wolf. Wolf's going to go down basically immediately. This Badger is going to follow suit. No hero Badgers that time. But man, that was such a good... That was an amazing moment. 3 Badgers versus like 70 squirrels and 15 moles. That was insane. Just proving never chase Badgers with squirrels. Yeah, basically. I'm gonna have to clip that, man. That was clip worthy. That was crazy. Okay, guys, game number 6 here. Let's hop into it. Keep the show rolling. Hope everybody's having a good time. Good to see everybody. As normal. Spawning in the right, we've got Violin. And his opponent to the left, the Red Dinosaur. Alright, pretty good looking decks. Red Dino opting for that Lizard, have a little bit of an extra harassment option, try to do some flank attacks, you know, maybe a big tech switch, maybe a big base race. A lot of viable options there, definitely for the Lizards. Squirrels, Pigeons, pretty meta. Skunks coming out for Red Dino, no Skunks though for Violin. I've been experimenting a lot on the ladder lately with various openings to try to stop the skunk push. It is hard, man, but it can be done. So, I mean, even with ferrets, I normally do it with ferrets, but I typically rely on the terrain or kiting, microing, target firing, maybe a turret in the right spot. You know, I'm able to stop that push. So I'm actually curious to see what these guys are going to go for. I mean, normally when somebody has the skunks, I just automatically think of like Squirrel Warren, Skunk Warren, Squirrel, Pigeon, move out. You know, 9 Squirrel, 3 Pigeon, 2 Skunk. I think that's a real strong opening. It can be real difficult to stop if you're not prepared for it. On the other side, if you have too many tier 1 Skunks are real good, I feel like, in the early game. They're really good bruisers. You don't have a lot of diversity to your army, you know, when it's still mainly tier 1 base. But the skunk does have a hard time dealing with other tier 2s, so it's kind of puts you in this interesting spot. But we see Violent going for those chameleons. It was some good micro, some good target firing. If Red Dino did commit to some early skunks, he should be able to deal with it. But so far, Red hasn't committed anything yet. I'd like to see. It looks like he's saving up his money, gonna go for that tier 2 warren. Now, actually, no. Investing in more and more tier 1, you need to be careful here. Doing this sort of thing, because a strong tier 2 push can definitely catch you off guard if you have just tier 1. But Red Dino gets a good scout on Violent now, sees that he's got the tier 2 on the way. So I wonder if Red Dino is going to try to commit, maybe get some damage done before the tier 2's out. No, just opts to put his own tier 2 down. And Violent should have saw. Yeah, Violent, if he was paying attention, should have seen that tier 2 was just put down. Now, Violent's got this little window where he's got tier 2, Red Dino doesn't. And he's got a comparable amount of tier 1. Red Dino's got a few more Lizard tier 1, but I feel like Violent would win in a fight if it happened right here, right now. Well, it doesn't look like, well, as I say that, he's starting to move out. Yeah, kind of, window's closing a little bit now as the first skunk is almost here, so now that power spike, you know, that Violent had from having the quicker tier 2 has kind of died down, and these players are more or less in the same position in this game. We'll have to see if these guys commit to a lot. I mean, they could commit to a lot of tier 1, tier 2 and push. They could commit to like a 1 base tier 3 play. They could try to expand. Red Dino not getting the best expansion options in the world. Doesn't have this 12 o'clock position though, which is nice. He's also got this campfire. But it looks like he's just kind of run around the map, do what he can with these lizards. Sees the chameleons from Violent, so now he can stop scratching his head, wondering what tier 2 that is. It's definitely a big important read. You know, not only do you need to identify your opponents going for tier 2, but you need to come back and see which tier 2 that actually is, because basically, all the tier 2 right now are pretty viable, right? Skunk, chameleon, ferret, falcon. What am I forgetting? Oh man. Skunk, chameleon, ferret, falcon. Oh, why is that? Oh man, I'm blanking so hard. Skunk, chameleon. There's the ferret. There's the falcon. What am I forgetting? Snakes. Snakes. Oh man, snakes. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, all those are pretty good tier 2s at the moment, I feel like. But the tier 3s have been put down here, so heavy, actually pretty mirror, right? Like expansions going down at the same time. I wonder how close these tier 3 timings were. Fairly similar, actually. So this is actually really kind of an interesting game. I mean, the only big deviation here is Red Dino has more tier 1 and less tier 2. We're gonna get into this Badger versus Fox position now. This is kind of really comes down to micro. I feel like the Fox player isn't an advantage in the fight. Like, I feel like an army with Fox versus an army with Badger, the Fox can win that. But they kind of need a delay. You know, when that Fox gets out, Red Dino needs to start getting in there, picking off tier 1, you know. Every time Violent tries to take a step forward or a step back, you know, be there with the Fox to get off a pop shot and start racking up those kills and get the value. Because in a straight head-on fight, you know, the Badger will roll over most of the Fox player's army pretty quickly. But if it gets down to like, okay, most of our army traded, the big engagement was kind of when the Badger was, you know, winding up, not doing an insane amount of damage, and it gets down to like a few units left plus your tier 3, the Fox is in a great position at that point. Being able to take down the Badger from there. But yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Red Dino really needs to get in here. Now, he's seen the chameleons, so he needs to be careful. Oh man, this chameleon trap from Violent is pretty ideal. Is Red Dino gonna fall for it? Needs to be careful. Not sure if he got lucky there or if he was anticipating that play. And balloons here from Red Dino are fantastic. Balloons are just great at dealing with tier 3 in general. So I'm excited for this engagement, man, because it could really go either way. It's going to depend on micro. It really comes down to a lot if either player gets a little red in their eyes and tries to target down their opponent's tier 3, you know. and start dragging their tier 3 through units. I mean, but realistically with the Fox in high level play, you really can't target fire with your Fox because your micro has to be on keeping the Fox alive, backing it up. You know, whatever the Fox hits is fine, but you might see Violent try to target down the Fox, you know, and you got to be careful when you do things like that. Obviously, it's very important to target fire, but Fox is kind of a unique unit where it's like, well, I can't really target fire because I got to pull it back, you know, take a shot, pull it back, take a shot, pull it back, and rinse and repeat. So you can't have your commander both front of the Fox targeting and behind it, keeping it alive, right? So nice little trap here again with these chameleons. This turret kind of shoving Red Dino back. You know, this single turret from Violent, you know, really shutting down this Fox harassment. And Red Dino looks like, yeah, I love that a lot. I actually experimented when mines were super popular, when chameleons were more popular, like running lizards with my Fox in the hopes like the lizards will set off the mines and trigger the Foxes. And great player here from Red Dino, capitalizing on Violent's chameleon trap being a bit out of position while Violent was away, you know, macroing about at his base. And now the Fox player is creeping up here, looking to take a hard engagement, at least to take out that turret, but needs to be careful retreating. You can lose a lot on the retreat. Tries to come back to the balloons. Skunks up front taking, gonna go down. But Red Dino's pulled Violent out of his comfort zone a little bit, trying to capitalize on this Fox plays. I was thinking he was gonna try to get in there and get more damage done, but yeah, it comes back. Needs to macro up a little bit. Build some farms. I wouldn't even hate seeing him maybe dropping Skunks number 3 and 4. You know, this kind of this great promised land in the middle of these players here. You know, whoever controls this is absolutely going to win the game. And I'd love to see a gristmill attempt from either of these players. You know, start throwing down their defense, start taking advantage of that high ground, and try to take the win from that direction. So kind of weird. Red Dino wants to take this fight underneath the balloons, right? Violence is trying to prevent himself from bleeding off too much to the Fox. But here we go. Violent deciding, you know what? That balloon's not going to keep me out forever. I'm moving out right here. Right now, where's Red Dino? Red Dino's actually trying to target fire down the Badger with the Fox. She was able to do that because the Fox wasn't getting targeted. And the Badger does finally get targeted down as well as the Fox. Both tier 3 going down there. That was crazy. Normally you see it the opposite, where Violent, the Badger player, is constantly on top of that Fox, you know. The Badger, I think, has a better opportunity to dictate the target fire. I feel like the Badger player, the commander, can be more forward, while the Fox usually, the Fox player, the commander has to be a bit behind. We saw a little bit of a role reversal there. And I'm not sure what to make of this. Like, Violent doesn't have, you know, much money wrapped up in defense, but I guess Red Dino did lose that one balloon, so 120 food. Yeah, you should have sold this balloon off. That one goes down basically for free. Tier 1 handle undefended balloons quite nicely. And Violent might just have too much here. Coming in on Red Dinosaur. Well played. He did a good job of kind of target firing the Fox as his Badger was about to die. I think that was really smart instead of trying to run away. And breaks through and takes the game off Red Dino. Sweet, okay. Alright, I only have one more in the inbox, guys. So y'all keep them coming, man. I need a few more replays for the show. Don't you know? Alright, we got another one here. Boom. Hope everyone's having a good time. Let's hop into this next match. The desync hopefully should be okay. We'll see. Okay, what is this? What is this nonsense? Is this a free-for-all? This looks to be a free-for-all. 4-player free-for-all, guys. This is gonna be crazy. Look at how many gristmills are on this map, too. Oh, Lord. Spawning in the bottom, we've got Glacier Star, In the left, we've got Lieutenant Dan Rod. Up top, we've got Blue Cat. And in the right, we've got Iosif. Okay, so moles are coming down somewhere. Here we go. I didn't miss it this time. So Iosif coming in. Blue Cat with a 100-bit cheer. I appreciate it, man. And let's see it. Iosif trying to... Oh, he needs to be careful not to lose his commander. Oh, man. So stressful. Oh, man. Oh, beautiful there from Iosif. And now he's actually going to try to keep this going. Lieutenant Dan Ron in a little bit of trouble here. These moles getting the crit on the building moles of Lieutenant Dan. He's lost 2 moles already. A couple lizards here arrive from Blue Cat to join the fray, I guess. I was going to say to help out, but this is a free-for-all. So Iosif, man. This is what I was talking about earlier, where it's like Glacier Star, he's chilling down here on 7 farms, you know. Blue Cat's in a similar position. Iosif was like, you know, I don't even care. I'm gonna get in there and get a lot of damage done, but he's really not super far behind, right? Like, his farms are coming up right now. And it looks like Lieutenant Dan Rod stabilized eventually. So wow, that's actually not as bad as it could have been. I thought it was gonna get absolutely crazy from there, so. All right. So let's see where these guys go from here. I did just hear an alert. Oh, Iosif quits the game. I mean, was that like some elite play from Blue Cat? I kind of missed when I was zoned out. I think he just kind of tapped out. Like, it was like, oh man, pizza just got here. Later, boys. Something like that. And we'll see where the game goes. Restart, retry. I appreciate the follow, man. Thank you so much. So now we're down to 3 players in this game. Yeah, I was not paying attention. I'm sorry. I was reading. Oh, I heard the alert, and I was trying to figure out what that alert was, and then I wasn't paying attention for a minute. So did Blue Cat just bonk him? I'm not 100%, guys. But we have 3 players left. They're starting to macro up, besides Lieutenant Dan Rod here, which unfortunately doesn't really have a great second base. As you can see, Blue Cat's already on full 2-base saturation, but doesn't have basically any units at all. Taking a big risk here, hoping his opponents just kind of hang back and don't attack him for now. So let's see where they go from here. I mean, Blue Cat's in a great spot, man. Look at this 3-base, dude. Just so bold. Look at Bellified, just so confident. Nobody's gonna attack me. I'm good to go. And Glacier being a little more conservative. He's getting a second base, but he's also getting some units, getting some defense. And Dan Rod over here doesn't have a lot of good expansion opportunities. He's gonna have to really push out on the map and try to secure one of these bases. Is he gonna go for it now? Let's see. Wouldn't mind seeing him just kind of building a fox and trying to make things happen, but he comes over here, sees Blue Cats just sitting on a fortune. I wonder if that's gonna prompt him to move out. Looks like Glacier Star is issued a move command on his commander. And it's just, he's not even over there. He's like, yeah, whatever. Oh no, you know what? This is probably the desync. Yeah, look at this desync going on. So Archimedes is obviously up here. I was thinking he might have like went there, issued a move command, went home, you know? But yeah, no, definitely a desync on the replay. I don't think it's a big deal. It's just Archimedes' position is a little wonky, so. Lieutenant Dan Rod's here too. And doesn't super commit at this point. Just kind of poking around. Kind of surprised not to see a whole lot, but Blue Cat is mustering up some lizards here. Is he going to have enough in time to save his base? Lieutenant Dan Rod's commander went down. So this base is pretty exposed. Let's see. Yeah, it does go down, but I don't think any of these units for Lieutenant Dan Rod are going to get home in time to little Mama Joe here. And no, it looks like Blue Cat is going for a big attack here. Yeah, desyncs on all these commanders, man. And it looks like he might be trying to just... Oh, dude, I have no idea. I wonder if the replay is actually broken at this point. Let's see. All the lizards died. I mean, I'd figured Blue Cat, if he was going to move in like that, would have, like, target fired the Gristmill. But Dan Rod's out on the map here. Yeah, look at this. The lizards are still rallying over there. Oh, man. Like, it's one thing if the commanders are just all bugged out, but if this isn't actually what these units did in the game, that can happen too. Because a replay is not like an actual recording, it's a script of commands to the units, right? So if a couple things get wonky, it can start getting real weird. I think that might be what we're seeing here. But it's almost over, so I'm interested to see where we go. Let's see. These units moving out here and no commander in sight. Alternate reality game, right? Yeah, that's okay, yeah, Blue Cat said those lizards ran in. Yeah, he took that base, so. Like, what happens? I think at the ends, perhaps, are they just gonna sit here indefinitely? And then, like, nobody's gonna win? Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen, yeah. So I don't think any more commands are gonna get issued. Now it's just gonna sit here forever. Yep. It's a little bit of a broken replay, guys, but no big deal. Still pretty entertaining to watch. Okay, okay, keep the replays coming in, guys. I appreciate it. All right. I think we got another crazy multiplayer game on our hands. Let's see here. Boom. Boom, boom. All right. Don't forget about the tournament this Saturday, guys. North America versus Europe. Pedro's Time Zone Showdown. Gonna be casted by me and Strawberry. Super excited. Be Saturday, 2 p.m. EST. It's gonna be dope. Be there. Support your region. If you're not part of North America or Europe, pick one anyways. Pick a side. Join in on the fun, man. Excuse me. I'm not sure who the captains are. Like, I'd envision either Jet or the Gentleman for EU and maybe Chip or Mishi for North America. I'm not so sure. I think it's up to the teams to decide who they want to elect captain in whatever democratic process. Or I would just be like, best of one tournament. Who's the captain, man? Whoever's the strongest trial by fire. What are the teams so far? That's a good question. I will re-announce them. Oh yeah, Massive Stealth sent me some stuff. PTR Euro Final. Okay, cool. So we'll get into that after this. Okay, sweet, sweet. Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that. Okay, cool. So no more replays for the chats, guys. This will be the last chat replay we'll do. But the teams are, excuse me, representing Europe. It's Esradum, Jet Erickson, the Gentleman, Blitzrider, Amari, Kermit, Essen Kohler. It's 7 players. And representing North America, we've got Butterluster, CJ Man Jansen, Valeris, Darius Hart, Doggo, Mishi. Ooh, Darius Hart, that's a good one too. Red Dinosaur, and Chip from Space. I'll go ahead and just link that in the chat. Oh, Gentleman beat me to it. Gentleman beat me to it. So I thought it'd be fun to like get the captains on in between rounds or something into the stream, you know, a little smack talk. But here we go, guys. We'll do this last audience submitted, audience sourced replay, 100% non-GMO audience source, fresh organic replay we've got for you guys here, and then we'll hop into some PTR replays, showcasing maybe some of the upcoming balance changes. So that'd be really cool. All right, let's do it. Ah, desync again. All right, we'll give it a shot. Let's see if the chat notices anything crazy before I do. Is this a free-for-all? Oh my god, I've seen this before, but this is insane. So we've got Vlad Lad here, Lynx, and Willow on the bottom, and Space Pirate up top. Have I actually seen this replay before? This feels familiar. Have seen this replay before. Yeah, okay. All right. I thought so. Sorry, guys. I don't test them. I'm glad somebody reassured me because my memory is pretty bad. But I appreciate the submission, man. Maybe you didn't catch it when we cast that one, but we have indeed casted it before. So I guess what I'm gonna do is try to get the Europe PTR. Okay, so I need to actually exit Tooth and Tail real quick, reload up on the PTR. So I'll just do the break screen. I'm not going anywhere, guys. Boom, boom. Okay. Then I believe I just need to go to properties, betas, public tests. Right? Right. I think that's right. Wait, can somebody link me the PTR balance changes, or is that's probably in the Discord pin somewhere, right? Let me see. Okay, let me get these replays set up, guys. Bear with me a little bit here. We are gonna check out the Pocketbot finals of that just happened on Monday night, most likely. And this is actually on the PTR, which is pretty cool to see. So let me empty out my old replay. The old replay bin here. Extract some new replays. Sorry guys, I'm almost done. So if you guys would submit to me before the show, we'd look a little more fancy. It's no big deal. Okay, boom. Boom, there we go. I'm just messing around. Okay. The watch came up. That's weird. Maybe I pressed the wrong button. Okay, so where... Okay, Massa beat me to it. Okay, so the... Oh, hang on. Might help. I am a professional streamer, guys. Just top-notch quality here. Oh, there we go. Boom, baby. Looking good. Okay. Okay. What up, Mishi? Okay, so we are looking at the public test realm. Jet vs. Classic Metal, which I'm excited about, both very high-level European players. So the changes here, there's a link in the chat that we're looking at. Lizard full 2 range from Diamond Shape 1.75, 8 HP from 7. Swift nerf. Okay, so the Swift nerf is live here. 1.75 speed from 2 for Fox and Mouse as well. Whole HP went down. Pretty significant changes to the Toad. Less HP, but more damage if it actually gets off here. Skunk with a slight HP nerf, I don't mind that. Mouse getting some love. Wow, a lot of changes to the board. Add Agile, 50% speed while shooting. No target commander. Damage 4 DPS from 3. Reduce Boar Bomb. Increased damage on the Boar Bomb. So, lots of changes here. Most notably the Swift nerf. While kind of giving lizards a buff. Meta picks like moles and skunks just kind of getting tweaked down a little bit. Mice getting some love to help promote the owl. Toads, I don't know, 6 HP on the Toad, man. That seems pretty low. I wonder if the Toads are even gonna be able to blow up. We'll have to see. Why did Jet and Classic Metal play best of 5? I guess it was, Delthius, what change were applied to the Badger? None. No change to the Badger, I believe. I think this is the Pocketbot Cup Finals from the other night, and it's on the PTR. So. Sweet Mishi's gonna play tonight. Awesome. Alright, guys, let's hop into the first round here. Keep in mind this is PTR, so let's see what these guys decide to go for. Jet Erickson spawning in the bottom. And his opponent to the left, we've got Classic Metal. Okay, so we see the moles, right, with their HP nerf. We see the lizards here. Lots of changes to the lizard. I think it said back to their original range. 2 damage, was it 2? No, wait. It wasn't 2 range, was it? Yeah, check that. Full 2 range, yeah. From Diamond Shape 1.75, yep. 8 HP, so I'm really interested to see these lizards move and see how noticeable the 1.75 Twitch Swift is. So, Classic has the Badger here, which is a pretty good unit. Jet trying to do some pressure with this mole. Didn't look to be super significant. I could have definitely missed something because I was paying attention to the chat. I apologize if I did. But wow, this mole actually is still here from Jet. And Jet manages to sell it off at a premium, though. He definitely lost a little bit of food there, and we're going to stabilize into a little bit of an early game here. I'm interested to see where these guys want to go. Okay, here's the lizard. Let's see how much slower it is, man. I think Swift nerf is a pretty big change. But I know Jet and Andy and a lot of guys have been thinking real hard on this latest balance patch of some changes, man. I don't try to comment too much on balance, so I feel like the game's in a decent spot. I feel like the Badger is probably too strong right now, though. I feel like in high-level ladder play, a lot of it kind of comes down to Badger timings and scouting if your opponent's getting a Badger. But we'll see. I mean, Classic Metal does have the Badger here, and there weren't any changes made on the PTR at the moment to Badgers, so let's see. Oh, I haven't even really watched these lizards move. Yeah, they're definitely seem a little slower, but not super significantly slower. But here we go, Jet Erickson pushing in with the big squirrel mole and getting a lot of damage done. Classic Metal's forces kind of melted pretty quickly there to the squirrel mole aggression of Jet Erickson. And Classic Metal, I mean, really just kind of took that campfire, right? And also these Warrens are not getting any assistance from the pig line. Just a really good timing attack here for Jet. They're really understanding the power of the squirrel mole push. And it looks like there's not going to be anything Classic Metal can do it from this point. So we're going to have to hop into match number 2 here. Okay. So if you are joining us, guys, this is PTR best of 5 between Jet and Classic Metal with some of the proposed balance changes that they're kind of testing out right now. Andy and Jet had a big long. I caught most of it on the Pocketwatch official channel. Andy had a show, I think like last week, with Jet on. They were going through some thought processes about these balance changes. So we're taking a look at them here, and this is where I learned HP nerf didn't remove mole push. Yeah, that was pretty brutal, Classic Metal. Let's see what happens in game number 2. All right, spawning in the 5 o'clock, we've got Classic Metal, and his opponent up top, it's Jet Erickson. Okay, Classic Metal opting to try out the Toads this time. But other than that, I mean, really, the mole got changed, right? Got a HP nerf. The Toads got an HP nerf, but a single target damage increase. And that's really all the changes for the units we see here. Jet Erickson with a sneaky little mole play. Let's see if Classic Metal scouts it out. You know, he probably is expecting this sort of thing from Jet. I'm not so sure if he's actually going to look over where it was, though. And let's see. I think the amount of farms gives it away, but not going to be home in time. Jet Erickson is going to be able to get that building farm. Clean damage. Took a couple hits on that mole. Sold it maybe about half price. And gets out of there. Let's see. Actually following up with a Warren each. Just not wanting to be the victim of some clean aggression here. And kind of holding off a little bit before going up to more and more farms at the moment. So I'd like to see what these guys opt for. Yeah, I'd imagine going up to the 8 farms but before we'll see any more Warrens. And let's see if Jet's going to go for a big squirrel mole push again. or maybe try to tech into some Falcons or something. He doesn't really have a late game plan here, so if Classic Metal can manage to get this Badger out, Jet really doesn't have a whole lot of answers for that. And expansions here, I mean, Jet's got a nice second base, but Classic Metal is a little rough for him here, man. He's got the campfire, and he can take the space. It's going to spread him out pretty decently, though. But it's not too bad. I mean, he can kind of rally and try to take this high ground right. And then it's really going to, if the game gets there, it's really going to depend on who can get these bases over to the left, which kind of up for grabs on either player there. So let's see if either player is going to go for a big push. Little cheeky mine placement here for Jet. I like that a lot. That's pretty. It's most likely going to be a path that these units from Classic Metal have to take to get out of here. I don't think he saw that mine, but here we go. The mole push happening again here for Jet. Classic really needs to get a couple turrets up. He gets turret number 1 in place, and that should actually get up before this attack commences. Jet's gonna go ahead and take this campfire here to help reinforce this push, maybe throw up a turret if he wants, you know, heal up his units. But I think he's gonna be dumping a lot of his money into making moles and pushing in here now. Jet doesn't have to commit here. He sees Classic Metal. He's got the turret up in a great spot. He's got a lot of units. I'm interested to see if he's still gonna commit to this. I don't think it would be a very favorable position for him to do so. Yeah, actually decides he's gonna just wait for the Ferret to get out. And in Classic Metal, see that tier 2 go down. He did indeed, so I wonder if he's gonna try to push out and stop this from occurring before it's too late. Looks like he's coming in here. A couple Toads trying to get to the front, but don't quite make it. Mine getting some pretty significant damage done, but let's see, yeah, those Toads, man, just aren't quite getting to the front lines to blow up upon the enemy squirrels there. And Jet's gonna hold for now, and once that Ferret gets out for Jet, man, he's got a double high ground he can just poke upon from. I think he's gonna be in pretty good shape here. Yeah, Jet Erickson, man, gonna take the game. Classic Metal tapping out shortly after seeing that Ferret. That Ferret's just kind of a checkmate move there for Jet. You know, he can sit there. As if the opponent's got a Ferret, you know, it's either you have to engage on them basically immediately as you see the Ferret, and if your army's not good enough to take that fight, well, then you can't engage, and then the Ferret sits there and pokes you. You get more and more behind. Rinse and repeat till the Ferret wins. So let's hop into match number 3 here, guys. Take a look at this one. All right, spawning in the bottom, up 2 games, we've got Jet Erickson. And his opponent up top really need to win a match here to stay in the series. It's Classic Metal. Classic Metal's not messing around this time, man. He drops the turrets, but he gets the moles. He still keeps that Badger in the deck, really just wanting to get that Badger out. And meanwhile, Jet Erickson just going for this very aggressive, you know, tier 1, tier 2, you know, kind of push the win strat, some smart mine placements, some turrets just in case I need them, but mainly Squirrel Mole seems to be the composition here for Jet. You know, Ferret kind of as a tech choice if it's going to help him break a position, and Falcons just if the game goes a little bit too long where you kind of need more in your army than just Squirrel Mole, right? Expansions here looking good for Jet. I mean, this high ground outside his base, a little bit of a pain. He doesn't have a ramp besides running all the way around to the left, and kind of similar position for that campfire, but I'd still rather have this space set up than not, right? And Classic Metal's not totally boned over here, though, right? Like, he's got a second base, he's got a third base in pretty close proximity. Even a fourth base he can stretch out to, no problem. If we get there, man, a lot of high-level play, specifically from certain, you know, aggressive individuals, makes games, you know, pretty quick and feisty. So my rule of thumb, you know, when I'm looking at a map competitively is, you know, as long as both players have that second base option, you know, 9 times out of 10, you know, the map is doable. I've seen guys win on maps you would not expect them to win on many occasions, man. So definitely can happen. All right, Jet Erickson actually going for the expansion here. Trying to move forward, take that base, and that's really gonna lock in these other peripheral bases and economic structures for him. Nice little mine placements here. And this is kind of a rough base for Classic Metal to attack up into as well, right? Because to get to this ramp, he's got to walk through that water. And here we go, man. Classic Metal trying to get that Badger out. Now, did Jet get that information? He did not. So Jet is not aware that that Tier 3 is on the way for Classic Metal here. And, you know, Jet just kind of chills out and builds up and, you know, makes some farms. He could be in some real trouble. Did he get the scout that time? I don't think so. Classic Metal's just got too many squirrels in a good position to kind of deny Jet's commander from just running directly back there and seeing what's up. So Jet just kind of chilling, man, building some ferrets, you know, taking a second base, no big deal. And Classic's just hanging on. You know, once this Badger's gonna be out in less than a minute, and it's gonna be a good opportunity for Classic Metal to come in here and really start trying to dictate some of the flow of this game and get out here, get some damage done on the map. All right. So Jet saw it that time, right? Yeah, Jet knows what's up now, but it might be a little too late, as that Badger is, what, 30 seconds away? Coming up on 20 seconds here, so... I mean, I guess if I'm Jet, I'm trying to push out a little bit and start pressuring my opponent before that Tier 3's out. But it looks like he just wants to hang out for now, man. Build more and more mines up. Really hoping he gets some good mine hits here. And see if he can secure this position. Now, Classic Metal just now taking his second base, so Jet Erickson is ahead economically. And we are at the 4-minute mark here, so once we hit that 5-minute mark, man, a lot of these farms are going to start mining out. And these second bases are going to become super critical. But here we go, Classic Metal with the army. He's going to try to do a flank attack, but Jet kind of expects this and has moved some mines over there to kind of, you know, punish this. Let's see how effective these mine hits actually are. Could kill quite a few of these squirrels. It looks like 3 squirrels went down, 4 squirrels went down to the mines. But the turret, the Badger is here, man. A well micro Badger. Very, very difficult to deal with, so... Let's see how Jet Erickson handles it. So far, so good on this Badger. Needs to keep it wound up. There it goes now, but loses the windup. It looks like, and yeah, he lost the windup a few times there, which is pretty critical for your Badger's DPS. And Jet Erickson holds off for now, forcing Classic Metal back for the moment. Doing a pretty good job trading with that. Now, he lost some moles in the engagement. Classic Metal kept his Badger alive. And he's going to come in here for round number 2. Now, some additional turrets have been made. And let's see, Classic Metal might be trying to look for a better angle here. These ferrets are really helping out Jet, just kind of getting some pop shots, killing a squirrel every now and then. Needs to be careful. This Badger actually almost goes down. Healing comes down on it as well. Gets down to 6 HP. Backs out for the time being. Jet wants to chase it, but knows he just quite can't. Rallying his units forward. But the Badgers began to heal up again. And, man, that was close. Jet almost actually killed that Badger there, which would have probably been game-ending. You know, maybe throw another farm down. No, decides not to. Decides he's going to try to move out again. These mines are not going to be done in time. Jet Erickson either lost or sold those turrets off, so... No turrets to help him out this time. Classic Metal bringing the Badger up front to try to tank some hits. And, you know, really before hard engaging with the rest of his army, that turret goes down. Let's see how well this Badger micro is. 5 pigeons healing it for a moment. This Badger is now wound up. And I think it's starting to shred through the army of Jet Erickson. Still at 20 HP, but it's getting pretty low here. 14 actually goes down at this point. Good target firing there from Jet. Had just enough reinforcing units, but really fantastic hold there from Jet. Really showing you how some good positioning, you know, a healthy variety in the army, a couple good turrets can really help you deal with that Badger. So moving in here to advance is Jet Erickson. And let's see, he might just have enough to win the game outright. Classic Metal moving in to try to stop this. That Gristmill, trying to help that Gristmill tanking. Classic Metal is doing a good job trying to focus power down individual units. So now he's kind of pivoting and trying to catch these units that are reinforcing. And actually, Jet might have overextended here. He lost basically all his army. Ferret's going down as well. And this might have been exactly what Classic Metal needed to get back into this game. Yeah, really great hold from Jet, but it looks like he got a little bit over-eager there and overstepped his boundaries and kind of threw it back at Classic Metal. Now both players re-rallying their armies. Classic Metal just keeping it nice and simple, going straight back to Tier 1. Jet Erickson doing the same, selling off those Falcons in lieu of some more turrets here. Let's see if he's got enough, though. Classic Metal has quite a few squirrels. If he catches turret by itself, target fire it down at the beginning of the fight, that's going to be huge. He manages to, and Jet's got to tap out. All right. Okay, guys. Let's hop into game number 4 here. Keep in mind, this is the PTR. We're trying out some balance changes. Most notably, a nerf to Swift, a little buff to Lizard, HP, you know, Mole and Skunk HP going down, lots of love towards the Boar, some love towards the Owl. But here we go, guys. In the left, we've got Classic Metal with the Badger once again, and his opponent up top, changing up his deck composition a bit. We've got Jet Erickson. Get those Skunks into play. Both players actually going to get the Skunks into play this round, and Skunks can really help you craft a very strong early to mid-game push. So I'm interested to see if that's what these guys are going to go for here, or if they're going to kind of hang back, get some bigger armies. But, you know, the pace of these games have been very aggressive. You know, when you get to really high-level play, the windows of opportunity become more and more obvious. And players are a bit more comfortable moving out because they're just kind of counting, and they're like, I know how much I have, and I know he can't have more than that, you know, and okay, now I've got this advantage, and I'm up 4 or 5 squirrels, and that's enough for me to push in and win. And Jet Erickson with his little harassment mole trying to come in, forces a cancel on that farm from Classic Metal, though, and Classic Metal went for a bit of a safety war in this game. So now he's actually out here on the map. Jet Erickson is the one in the defense for once this game, trying to target down that building farm. It needs to be careful. That mole DPS, if it does indeed get on the face of the squirrel, is pretty hardcore. And the squirrels for Jet Erickson are going to be coming up shortly. I'm surprised Classic Metal doesn't try to take this campfire here, but I guess he just doesn't want to commit that hard to this. You know, he might be looking to try to take a Badger on the back of this aggression. Really needs to kill that mole, though. Ooh, and actually doesn't get it. This is kind of a big win here for Jet. I definitely think Jet got the better end of that engagement there. So Classic Metal's got to pull back for now. He's got a lot of money to spend. Just wants to go for more Tier 1 at this point. Wants to stay aggressive, man. He doesn't want to give Jet any windows of opportunity to come in and squirrel mole him, right? So Classic Metal actually builds a mole here. I wonder if he thought maybe Jet was going to come in for a big counterattack. No, I think he's just gearing up for a big early to mid-game push himself. We're at the 230 mark here. Some Skunks going down for Jet Erickson. So Classic Metal really needing to basically move out right here, right now, man. I mean, that first Skunk is basically on its way now. So if Classic was going to move out, this is the time to do it. But I don't know. He might change his mind. Might try to tech into some Tier 2 himself. He did see that snake, or that Tier 2 Warren rather, from Jet, so he knows what's up. And here we go. Jet's just gonna push in, man. Build a lot of moles and see if he can bust down the front door. Classic Metal getting some Skunks himself, but they're significantly later than Jet's here. So we'll see if he can hold that first Skunk. Yeah, he's gonna be here for the fight. Lots of moles. Mines, desperation mines, trying to come down for Classic Metal. Not going to get up in time. And Jet's going to come in here with this pretty damn strong push. The only thing Jet really doesn't have is high ground vision here. If he loses his commander, though, which he does, that could be huge. Yeah, Classic Metal's going to bait that Skunk forward, take it out, and then should make short work of the rest of Jet's army here, man. Losing your commander is just such a big deal in these micro-intensive battles. So Classic Metal's got the momentum now. Still needs to be careful around those skunks. You know, now he's got his own skunks out though, so he's on the back of a big lead in the last engagement. Decides to build some moles in here, try to see if he can seal the deal. Thank you, High Ground, says Classic Metal in the chat. Yeah, man. But here we go, trying to come in. Jet senses attack and tried to build a turret in time. I don't think it's gonna get up though. And this is a rough angle for Classic Metal to have to engage into. But he's gonna try to go for it again. And does end up getting the skunk of Jet Erickson. He's got one skunk left. Lots of pigeons here for Classic Metal helping to heal through this skunk gas. Campfire gonna go down. That's pretty big now that it's not like distracting Classic Metal's units anymore, you know. And he's getting some good damage done. He's gonna step back for now, re-rally, but I doubt this push is over. I wouldn't be surprised to see him build some more moles. Actually goes for just more and more tier 1 at this point. A couple more pigeons to heal, a couple more squirrels for the front lines. Here we go, coming in again. Trying to set up some gas clouds. But that is such a nice little choke for Jet to defend. I wouldn't mind seeing Classic Metal try to shoot around this way. But you know, he's got the high ground vision for the pigeons, so wouldn't be the end of the world that he's going through the valley. Yeah, it looks like he's gonna do just that. So he doesn't lose as much surface area and like tiles that his army is taking up, you know, when he comes in for the big push. And here we go, again, that turret not gonna be up in time. Actually might, no, Classic Metal does stutter step and get it knocked out on his retreat. Yeah, I was about to say, you probably want to micro forward with your skunks here, try to lay down the gas in this little corridor here that these armies are kind of forced to funnel through. Really defensible position here for Jet, to be honest. Classic Metal have a very difficult time finding the right attack angle to breach in here. I mean, that valley is just like a really good example of concave versus convex, right? Because Jet's army's standing over here and it's more spread out. Classic Metal's got to funnel through it. So big defender's advantage there. So he's going to try this side again. And he kind of runs that same boat when the units try to move forward through this little corridor. But Classic Metal's going to commit anyways and actually get most of his army through. And he might have actually just done it here. Killing off the vast majority of Jet Erickson's army there. Yeah, it looks like Jet kind of AFKs for a minute, but definitely going to tap out here shortly. Oh, I think that there's a replay bug, yeah. Yeah, so Jet Erickson taps out there, guys. And we are going to hop into match number 5. That was a super cool game. Okay. Let's hop into match number 5 here. And Mishi, man, if you want to get your stream going, probably just send you the old host of Roski after this match here. So let's get into it, guys. One more replay for tonight. Okay, spawning to the left, we've got Classic Metal. Dropping the batter this game, and his opponent to the right, Jet Erickson. All right, no tier 3 from either player. We got the mines here. We got some defense. Lots of variety, though, beyond that. I mean, we see moles from both players. Jet not running the pigeons, getting those falcons out. No skunks this game either, so I'm a little worried for Jet, man. If Classic Metal tries to go for that, like, bread and butter skunk push, but hang on, we got a mole somewhere. Where's the mole? Play spot the mole. Dude, where is this mole? There's moles from both players. Oh, there's a mole from Jet. So I think Classic Metal just kind of preemptively built a mole, but it's not going to be enough. He crit that farm anyways. Classic Metal gets a refund on it, but he does kill Jet's mole there. That was good from Classic Metal. I mean, Jet's done that mole opening basically every game this series, right? If not every game, most of the games at the very least. And So Classic, you know, kind of builds that mole in response, has it in position. Yeah, he loses like 20 bucks off the farm, but he kills Jet's mole, which is huge. So Classic Metal finds himself in a decent spot moving forward in the finals of this game. Keep in mind, this is the PTR, so we do have a little bit of change balance here, kind of testing out some new things. But unfortunately, we haven't seen a lot of the new units, right? Like the owl, the boar, the toads that are getting really reworked. So, and Fox too, I think the Swift change is going to affect the Fox drastically. We'll see. Hopefully, this is still PTR, so it's not like any of these changes are in stone. So we'll see what these guys decide on and where it pans out. I mean, that's what it's kind of cool about Tooth and Tail, you know, with the balance changes. They kind of, you know, shift the meta, you know, make different things good and bad from time to time. So it's kind of cool to step back and see that on like a macro scale and like kind of ponder on all the different metas we've had since the launch of the game. But yeah, this is what I was worried about for Jet here. You know, Classic Metal going for this kind of bread and butter, you know, quick tier 2 push with the Skunks, and it is very difficult to hold this off. It's not impossible. I thought it was for a little bit, but you actually can't hold this off with good micro. Jet needs to be pretty aggressive, though. Like, Jet should actually be in here, taking off some squirrels already, and trying to catch this skunk, like, right when it spawns. Definitely try to kill that first skunk before the second one gets out. And yeah, I mean, Jet's just going to set up the contain, which is a pretty good answer to quick tier 3, but it might do fine against a quick tier 2 here as well. Classic Metal doesn't have ferrets to deal with these turrets, so it's going to be rough for him to break out of this, but he does have moles. Oh, yeah, the chat's making me crack up. Okay. Yeah, Classic Metal gonna try to do the sneak around, man. Let's see. Just kind of sneaking up by this wall, trying to stay out of turret fire. He doesn't care if Jet wants to catch him, you know. He'll take this fight outside of turret range any day of the week. And looks like he's successful, but the only thing that's gonna be bad about this here is his reinforcements are gonna get picked off by these turrets one by one, and Classic Metal realizes that and, you know, comes in here and commits on these turrets. Fantastic job. From Classic Metal here, breaking out of this contain. You know, really came in on it on a favorable angle. You know, if that skunk stays alive, it looks like it might. You know, some good target fire here from Classic. Yeah, that was super awesome there for Classic Metal. Really showing you how it's done. Break out of that contain, and you know, now Jet's not in a good spot, man. He just got tier 1. He doesn't have any tier 2. He doesn't have a second base. He, you know, anything crazy like that. And Classic Metal's got a lot of momentum here. You know, Skunks will deal with squirrels very, very well, and that's all that Jet has, so Jet's got to back up for now. And Classic Metal can expand from here. He can keep the pressure on. I mean, he's got to fight uphill against turrets, which isn't ideal. Just barely catches those mines. Good play from Jet. Actually sold that second mine for a full refund there. Yeah, man, and Classic moving forward here. I think he's in a really good spot. You just gotta hang back. I mean, he can macro up. He doesn't have to go in and try to kill Jet right now. You can just wait a bit, you know, get more units, get a better economy. Now, Jet isn't totally contained here. He does have a second base. I mean, hell, the third and the fourth kind of right here. I failed to mention that in the early game because it's kind of been action-packed, but he's got 4 gristmills, guys. That's pretty good. And Classic Metal's got 4 gristmills as well, but they're spread out all over the place. I do like this kind of setting up the front line here, and then now Classic Metal's just got to expand backwards, you know? And is there a way through this jungle? Actually, you know what? It does look like there is a path. Yeah, so you could come in. You could backdoor like that. There is indeed a path through that terrain. But I'm not so sure if we're going to see that come into play this game. You know, Jet's economy is pretty good here. But Classic Metal just got a much better end to that engagement earlier. And really seems to be ahead in this fight. Even macroing up, almost fully saturating that second base. Gets a quick read in on what his opponent's got. Now he can kind of decide if he wants to push in or if he wants to wait a little bit longer. Just gonna get a few more units here. Classic Metal is really known for his heavy squirrel style, and he's got to be very happy to see no skunks from Jet. just allowing him to build as many squirrels as he wants. And if Jet had skunks, man, Classic Metal with this deck might be in a bit of a bind. You know, he doesn't have really anything he can tech out of. You know, his whole composition here is kind of squirrel skunk. Classic Metal in the chat. Man, I would love to see the anguish of a Lizard player trying to base race through that northern path. Dude, I would love to see that too. It would be amazing. But here we go. Classic Metal pulling the trigger, trying to come in here onto Jet Erickson's army, but Jet Erickson's got a very defendable position here. Lots of Warrens to help buffer some damage. And actually gonna trade fairly well with Classic Metal. Classic Metal is gonna have to be forced to retreat. He doesn't have any big damage dealing units like ferrets or falcons. He just kind of got the AoE from the skunks, and he's relying on the squirrels to do most of his damage here. Skunks going down, but Classic Metal does have a way better economy at this point. You know, 4 to 8 farms is a pretty big deal, so he's gonna be able to reinforce much faster than Jet. So yeah, Jet might have won the battle, but I'm not so sure if he's gonna win the war. This follow-up push from Classic Metal is going to be absolutely brutal. I mean, look at what Jet has left. You know, he doesn't have very many squirrels at all, just a little bit of tier 2. Trying to make some turrets to dissuade another big attack from Classic Metal. Let's see if he hangs on. I mean, I wouldn't mind waiting to get a couple skunks back out, but truth be told, Jet really just doesn't have a lot of squirrels at the moment. Jet's going to come out, try to get some value with these ferrets, picks off a couple tier 1. You definitely need to do this sort of thing, especially when you're behind, man. This is how you get value with those ferrets, so great play. Great little bit of micro there coming out of Jet. Let's see. I'm just wondering when Classic's gonna decide, okay, I've got enough squirrels and ready to move out. Looks like that's right here, right now. But yeah, it is rough. Those 2 turrets, man. That's very dissuading. Move up there. Ooh, gonna lose that balloon. Just barely doesn't. That balloon's obviously gonna zone the hell out of the ferrets. Jet's really trying to get an angle to hit that balloon, but it's gonna get up. And yeah, it's just rough for Classic Metal to attack into this position. He's gonna have to back out for now. Bleeds off a lot of units. That's really gonna help Jet stay in this game. Now Jet even feels comfortable enough to build a few more farms here, and we might even be getting to 3 bases here soon. We're approaching the 9-minute mark of this game. Jet needs to be careful, those ferrets. Losing one, the other one's gonna go down as well. Stepping a bit too far forward, trying to get around that balloon, and that's gonna enable Classic Metal to pull the trigger, come up here. You just gotta target fire down those falcons, they go down. And I think that's all she wrote here for Jet Erickson, and Classic Metal is gonna win the PTR Pocketbot tournament, so. That was awesome. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. As always, I appreciate it, man. That's going to be it for the show tonight. Don't forget about Pedro's Time Zone Showdown going on this Saturday, April 7th, 2 p.m. EST. Going to be me and Strawberry casting some games. North America versus Europe. It's going to be fantastic, man. So, really looking forward to that. I'll be here on Thursday. So make sure to shoot me some replays over to ToothAndTailTV at gmail.com. And I think old Mishifis is starting that stream, so we're gonna give him the old Raideroni. So let's go say hi to Mishi Man. If you're unfamiliar with Mishi Man, he's one of the top players, so definitely take out your notepads, man. It's gonna be a good stream, so take care, everybody. I will see you guys back on Thursday night. Have a good one. Oh, yeah, join that raid. 16 raiders. Go in there and say woof. Woof 'em. Woof 'em, boys. Alright, take care, everybody.